All right, hello. So, here we go. Drumna Prime. A lot of people have been waiting for me to test this since I'm a big fan of the Trumna itself. And well, the Trumna Prime did not disappoint. So, compared to the normal Trumna, if we take a look at both of them, the difference is the normal Trumna has 24% or no, 2.2. No, the status chance is the difference anyway. So crit multiplier 0.2 up, status chance 4% up. The status chance is the big difference here. Like, I don't really care about the extra base damage. It's like, whatever. 3 base damage is not the end of the world. And on the Trumna Prime, the 150 base damage on the alt fire is not like anything too major. But the status chance increases are big. Like, they are big. 4% extra status chance to the primary fire is something that is doing a lot of difference, especially because it's fully automatic. And yeah, I mean, 2.4 crit multiplier, that's nice, but it's really just the status chance doing the big difference. So a lot of people have already started this. This is like the go-to build for them. This one usually is Serration, but now it's the Riven mode that I have. I don't know if Serration is better or not, but I'm just using the Riven mode because I have it. I need to roll it for something better because the disposition, it's a new prime. It's not very good. You can also use Prime Shred here if you don't care about the secondary fire so much, but if you want the secondary fire to do big Bomba, like I do, then you should probably use Serration, even though the weapon is not multiplicative seal, just because radial attacks do not benefit from galvanized aptitude damage buff. So, two builds for this. This first build is obviously just prime cryo rounds for cold because that gives us plus since this weapon is innate heat, and then just slam a bunch of crit in there. Like, all these are basically crit. This multi-shot, this is status chance, this is elementalist for the extra damage on the blast damage. And now here's the kicker. Most of the people know this already. A lot of people have made videos about this, but Zada's Whisper basically multiplies the blast damage. And because Zada's Whisper and blast damage have this weird interaction where Zada's Whisper gets added onto the blast damage itself, you can basically reproc your secondary fire directly from your secondary fire as long as the blast proc was the one that killed the enemies that you tried to kill. I'm using a Bleeding Dragon Key. You know what? It doesn't matter. I know why I'm using a Bleeding Dragon Key. Does it matter? Not really. I don't think I'll be in any danger whatsoever. And if I am, I'll press T. I don't care. Anyways. So, damage is normal, and then secondary fire is the less normal one. And it just gets really, really crazy with it. Basically. So as you see, by throwing the secondary fire, we're already getting many, many stacks because of Zada's Whisper's interaction. So as long as Zada Whisper keep killing, then you still just get more stacks. And yeah, the Blast Pro plus Zada's Whisper interaction would make it so that there is a lot of chances that you just throw it and then you can instantly throw it again, like it happens just now. And this gives you way higher kills per minute when it comes to doing something like a survival mission like I'm doing now, and you want those high kill per minute and the extra AoE. So in those cases you would want to do probably something like this, but this is not the only build. Obviously you can also go viral hit, which is what we're gonna look now. I'm gonna keep it short and simple, so you see what it is. The weapon also sounds really meaty. The only bad thing about the weapon that I think it's not a bad thing for me because aesthetically it is really nice is the long reload. And also the recoil, even though the recoil is a tiny bit less on the Trumna Prime than the normal Trumna, it's still noticeable, very noticeable. So, not a deal breaker for me, for sure. It makes up for aesthetics and damage way more than it does with all these issues that you may have with it, where it's about recoil and about, the high reload speed. It's not something that changes much for me. So the other build is about more straight up damage into your primary fire. This is a viral heat build. And yeah, I know it's weighted towards viral a lot more, but the damage per shot onto the Tramna on the primary fire is really, really high. 85 damage onto a fully automatic weapon per bullet is, it's insane. So to imagine, if we go for something like the belt, this weapon has a semi-auto mode only. It has 90 damage per bullet and less status chance, crit chance, whatever. Now you may say this is the belt. This is not a crazy weapon, but you have to understand this is like common onto semi-auto weapons to not have that crazy amount of damage, like 150. Yeah, this is 85 at base. 85 is huge, and you're not even counting the fact that it has an extra 50 on the radial attack. So this is not 85. This is 85 plus 50. Like, the base damage of Trumna's primary fire is through the roof. And this is why straight viral is really, really good for it. You just want to capitalize on that pure damage that it gives and just have those heat procs. In case they proc, they will reduce the enemy armor by 50%, increase your damage by a lot, and you deal big, big Bomba damage. So we're gonna see that, but I'm not gonna have a bleeding dragon key this time. I will remember it to, remove it. And we'll go do a normal disruption mission with normal stuff. I still have Zara's Whisper, but I don't think that's a big issue. Zara's Whisper is fine for this weapon, no matter what you use it for. Obviously, if you want to use the secondary fire a lot more, you should use Eclipse. If you want to use the primary fire a lot more, the best one should be Roar, because those heat procs are going to do a bit more damage, but the difference is not that big. Zara's Whisper might be better, might be the best rather, if you are using Bane modes and shit like that. So if you want to do some level cap disruption mission and use Bane modes, you should probably use Zara's Whisper, if anything else. So yeah, really like the gun. Nothing that I didn't expect from listening to, oh my god, Tramna Prime. Like, it's just, I listened to Tramna Prime and I'm like, okay, well, we are in the business. We're definitely gaming right now. Yeah, now, this is instead big damage per shot. If we use the secondary fire now, we don't regain stacks of the primary fire, which is, the main reason why people use the other build, but this is still a very, very comfy and very, very strong build, especially for these type of missions, this type of more normal mission, less, so, I would suggest the blast build for survival missions, and this build for pretty much anything else. Because survival missions do tend to have way higher enemy density. Interception maybe as well. Interception, the other build with the blast procs could be better, but generally just chill with this build instead. So okay, he's that way. Go that there so we get stacks. As you can see, the heat procs are going in, the viral procs are going in, and the more he gets procced, the better it is, obviously, because of Zara's Whisper and CO. So, like, if we start with Nuclear, for example. Wait, that guy is behind me. Oops. That is going crazy. So, if we start with this thing and then shoot him normally, then heat procs will inherit, and then secondary fire can absolutely one-shot him. But in general, it's just a normal build that you would probably want to use a primer with to try and unarmor the enemies. These enemies are very tanky. And yeah, just chill. I will agree though that the Tramna Prime over the Tramna, the differences if you have a Riven are not that drastic, especially in the secondary fire. The secondary fire might unironically be worse, but I mean, the secondary fire is so strong that you don't really care about it being worse. Like, you really don't. So, execution and Brainleaf. You see the heat proc 83k, not bad when you inherit mods and shit like that. knocks good armor sweep by Kavat into absolute destruction. It's just, yeah, it's really strong. I don't know what else to tell you. It's the Trauma Prime. It's a version of a weapon that was already a prime version of the weapon that I already put at like what number 7 spot, I think, on my top 10 primary videos. Top 10 primary weapons video, rather. I didn't expect anything else. I really didn't. This is a very, very insane weapon. This is a very, very insane weapon. This is a weapon that has synergy. This is a weapon that has very high damage per bullet, very strong primary fire, very, very strong and satisfying secondary fire, good aesthetics, good looks. Like, I mean, it's just, I expect people to go crazy over this weapon, especially because the visuals now on the side compared to the normal Tromna, because the normal Tromna, you see the visuals on the side, it's like, yeah, it's nothing too special. You like the gun more for the feeling that it's like an LMG, but this one, like, look, it's like, damn, how cool does this look? How cool does this look? And sometimes that's enough of a deal breaker for people to use the weapon. They don't really care about the damage or anything, as long as it looks cool while I can shoot people and they die, and it's like, yeah, that's enough for me. But the stats definitely help. So if we see now the stats from this to a normal Tromna with my Riven mode to get a good comparison, the crit chance is a bit. Wait, do I use point track here? Oh yeah, I do. That makes sense. Okay. Anyways, so the difference is for critical delay, but basically, you see that crit multiplier is a bit down because of the disposition, and then base damage here is also a bit down. Status chance is way up on the prime. Like, that is the deal breaker here, but generally both weapons fare pretty similar results when it comes to actually playing the game. The Trauma Prime just straight up looks better. So unless you have a Riven mode, then I wouldn't say to go to the normal Trauma. Maybe it's more worth to use the normal Trauma for the secondary fire if you're using a God Roll Riven mode or something. But for the primary fire has become extremely powerful on the prime version. So I definitely suggest moving on to it just for that reason alone, because I don't think you need extra damage on the secondary fire to begin with. It's already way too strong as it is, so you should be fine with just using this instead. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video. I will leave Twitch and Discord links in the description, and I will see you in the next one.